Hi, folks. This is Don Meisner with the North Country Fishing Report. You know, one of the most, different, most incredible things that's ever happened in all of our lives is the eclipse. And it can be incredible in different ways. And I want to tell you about what this experience meant to me. And I think this relates to everything around us, and especially fishing. I didn't go to any of the places that people were going to gather. I wanted this to be a personal experience for me. And I told you, those things that are the most important in my life are often about the observations, the feelings that I have when I can be alone, isolated, and be able to take in things that I might not be if I was communicating with other people. So with all that said, I sat out in the yard with Linda, and we really didn't know what to expect. But for me, this was an incredible moment, this moment of the eclipse. And honestly, I wasn't all that interested before. I didn't plan on doing anything special. I only went out there in the yard with Linda because she wanted to do this. I wasn't interested. Well, I got to tell you, the impact that had on me. I decided I wasn't going to look up in the sky. And we did have the glasses, and Linda did, and my sister Brenda and Messina did the same thing. But I didn't. I just wanted to observe what was happening in the world around me. I wasn't interested as much in looking at the sun as I was in taking in the feeling of what this sudden transition was going to mean to me. And I realized that it was going to mean the same thing to all the organisms around us. The only difference is I knew it was going to happen. They didn't. And so it was a monumental. The best word I can tell you of how it affected me is it was spiritual. Because all of a sudden things started to get darker and darker and darker. It was like this supernatural power had turned a light switch off, and everything went silent around us. Before that, I could hear frogs, I could hear birds, but then it went silent, and we all were stunned by a change that none of us had ever experienced before. And then when it started to get light again, I started to hear the world wake up around me. Birds started to make sounds, and they might not have been singing. They might have been communicating with each other and saying, what the heck just happened? The frogs began again, and life came back into being. But for that momentary time, the world, to say stood still, I don't know the best way to put it, but it did profoundly affect me. I can't tell you in words the feeling that it gave me. It was almost like a premonition or an unveiling of a transition between life and death. And I know that might sound morbid, but that isn't what it was meant to be, and that isn't what I want you to feel. I want you to understand that this was something great, and I will never be quite the same. I'm not sure if that's a good or bad thing, but that's how much this impacted me. Until next time, folks, this is Don Meisner with the North Country Fishing Report.